What is up? What is up, good people? What is up? Happy Sunday. Hope you enjoyed your day. It's been really crazy for me. I debated if I was even going to do this today because I'm so tired. I had so much going on, but I'm grateful for all the work. I'm grateful for all the opportunities that I have to bring you good gospel music and let you get a chance to hear and share with other people that's doing gospel music. And we are honored that you listen to us. We're honored that you support us. And as usual, I would tell you, I got a few things coming up, a lot of records, a lot of things that I do. I don't necessarily like to go and say, "Oh, I'm playing on this, I'm playing on this," but I do have some things coming up. Mixing, playing, producing, writing, and so as they are released, I will then post. That's when I will share them with you. Okay, but it's been really crazy, and today was a crazy day, even at church, because man, like when you're playing and your headphones are not right, it does mess with you. Those of us who play using headphones, we can attest to that. I mean, if the music is banging in your ears, it seems like you could just play like better. But when it's not good, today was one of the roughest I ever had. I mean, I couldn't hear any bass in my ears at all. And then when I did, it was clipping. And you're trying to wave and say, "Hey, it's not right." And they like, "Yeah, all right, we get you next time." And it can be very frustrating. So I played through it, I got through it, but it was very tiresome. I mean, it's very stressful because the church that I play at, we go pause in advance. We go hard from the beginning of the service to the end. And so if it's not right, man, listen, if you got a good sound man at your church, not to say that we don't have one, not to say that we don't have good sound man, but every now and then that ball is dropped and they may not know it and it can set ablaze the whole thing that you're trying to do. And those of us who are quote unquote spiritual, you would say the devil got involved, the devil got involved. But honestly, today was just one of those days. Hey, Tony. And so I debated if I was going to do this, but it's been some things happening all week, y'all. Some things happening all week. I was online a couple of days ago and somebody tagged me in this video. I want to show this thing to you. There's good sound. Well, of course. But you know what? Honestly, I've never ran into a woman sound engineer. I've never ran into one. I've only ran into men sound engineers. Not to say they don't exist, but it is a male dominated field. And I would love to work with one. I mean, I'm sure they could do just as good a job as anyone else. So this is not that. This is not football or boxing, but it's just when it's not right, it's just not good for anyone. That's all I was saying. It was not one of my best days. I could have played better. I could have gotten my mind better. But I couldn't recover because I couldn't hear. And it made it very hard pause for me to even get through the day. And it was very well, yeah, it's 10, it's only 8 here. I'm on Central Time. I'm sorry, but a lot of things happened. Like I said, I debated. But once I saw this video that I'm about to show to you, I knew I had to come on and give my thoughts on this. But oh my God, wait till y'all see this. Listen, y'all watch this.
So I was about to make a TikTok, and my daughter came in with this.
Sassy. Mom, I'm going to tell you this before they tell you this, because they're going to say a lie. Because you know how you told me men are providers and protectors, right? Men are providers and protectors. So that means they go outside and work. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you know how David's dad stay home, right? Yes. While David's mom goes out and work. Okay. So they was bothering me, talking about all other stuff, and I was like, that's why your dad's a bitch. And then he's like, I'm going to tell your mom, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, but I don't want you to be mad at me because I call him a bitch because he stays home while his wife is working. They want to speak to you downstairs.
When I saw this video, I said, okay, I definitely got to speak on this because I knew once I went to the comment section, it was going to be an even further blessing. And which brings me to this. there are a lot of doofuses that you will find online. And I couldn't believe some of the stuff that I was reading. Some of these comments, I'm gonna get to what I feel about that video in a minute. But when I saw these comments, I said, are you freaking kidding me? There is no way some of these comments should even been said. Number one lady gets on board and says she's smarter than most grown women. And then someone else says, mom's teaching her right. And then another person gets on there and says, real talk. And someone else gets on there and says, on my soul, she has the real problem solving skills. And it went further, actually. Some more comments came in. Well, what's that one? Hold on. It was another one. Hold on. I think that just showed the same one. Yeah, I think I shared the same one. But it was more comments that came on board that said the same thing, that was like encouraging this. Now let me get to the video, okay? Let me get to the video. Number one, it should have stopped when she said, the girl's father didn't work. It should have stopped right there, because right there, you talking about other grown folks. She should have said, hey, be quiet. You talking about other adults. This has nothing to do with you. Worry about this house. Don't bring that up to me. Don't get involved in grown folks' business. My mama probably would have slapped me light skinned. I mean, that slap she would have gave me, it would have been like, oh no. She would have been like, what? Oh, okay, I got you. Whack. That's what she would have did. She would have slapped me so fast if I brought up grown folks' business. Exactly. She felt so comfortable talking about this situation in front of another adult. About another adult. I was flabbergasted. Yes, that is a word. I was like totally thrown back. I was like, whoa, this is crazy, because of the simple fact that you thought it was okay to talk about that. Now, let's go to this part. She thought enough. She was so disrespectful to call a man a B, which brings me to this point. You taught her the role that a man should play, but you're failing to teach her the role that a woman should play, because it's evident in the way that she would address a grown A-word man, a B. Right there shows you everything that you need to know. So for you to tell her she's teaching her right, yeah, you teaching her how to be single. Now, my thing is this. I was just talking about this earlier. If I should have another child, and it should be a daughter, right? And I should have a daughter, that would be the hardest thing. Why? To teach her how to, on one hand, be self-sufficient, not independent, self-sufficient, and to teach her how to remain and find strength in her femininity, to find strength in being graceful, and not to be loud and rambunctious and calling men bees and stuff like that. That's the hardest part that she's failing to teach this girl. The girl got the attitude and everything down pat. Nobody's going to want to deal with that. That junk is only cool when you 20 and 30. I keep telling y'all, by the time a man reach 35, he ain't going to be on that. He's not gonna want you talking like to him slick. He's not gonna want you talking out the side of your neck. He don't want to lay up with no woman that's strong like him. Strength is not necessarily being loud and not being physical strength. Strength, you can find strength in your femininity. Actually, that's your greatest strength. But somehow, I feel personally as a man, some of you lost track of that, where you feel it's okay to talk to another man and call him the B word. Call another grown man a B word. Now, having said that, we don't know what their family structure was in their house. I was a musician working from home for years, and I made money sitting right at home. I didn't have to go to the studio. I had a setup pretty much like what's going on over here. I'm not going to pan the camera over here, but we got speakers, we got preamps, we got all this stuff over here. I could do legit work at home. So just because I'm at home doesn't mean, and I got cameras, I know how to do video. I could do a whole lot of stuff at home. I just mixed the song just yesterday. So I could do work at home. That doesn't make me a bitch, because I can work at home. That's what I'm saying. So for her to be so comfortable, and these women are okay with it, which bring me to this all week long. And I've been keeping mental note of it. all week long, the shots that are coming out from these women, when you go to these comments, I go to the comments, I shared one today. Only thing you gotta do is go to the comments. Y'all always say who hurt men, who hurt you? You're the one on here every other day going at us. And that's cool. And I get that. Balance is always good. But having said that, it's never a balance for me for you to come to me like a man. That's not balance. Don't raise your voice being disrespectful like that one video that I shared with what's that, Ava? Don't do that. And I feel that that's the part that's not being taught. That little girl knew enough to say that a man's supposed to provide and be protector. She knew the man's quote unquote, she thinks she knows the role of a man, but she hasn't, like I said, she's not being taught the role that you should play, which is to not call a man a B. That's not, I feel sorry for the young men and the young women who are young now because you think we are disconnected now. What is going on? We got men attacking women, you got women attacking men, you got men finally speaking up saying what they want, and then the women still saying men are attacking or bashing you. We're not bashing you. But every time we turn around, we say we got a preference, or we say we don't like big women, or we say we don't like a woman that's got weave, fake nails, fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake booties, fake titties, everything. If a man says that, oh, you bashing us, we're not allowed to have these preferences. But we got young little girls that think they can call men bees, and she was just, if the people went downstairs to talk to her, she probably would have gave the girl a high five. Oh, okay. I see you, Tony. She probably would have gave a little girl a high five, but like, yeah, you tell him a man's supposed to do that. Y'all so busy worried about that. I'm telling you, that's gonna be somebody's heartache. I feel sorry. If I should have a son and he meet a woman like that, I would tell my son, "Come here, let me talk to you. You think you gonna be with her? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that." And you want to know why? Because I'm not that kind of person.
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
Homie don't play it!
No, he doesn't. I don't play that. I don't play that. Not with my children, and not with my daughter, and not with my son. We're not going to be doing that when we teaching our children how to be more disconnected with each other. That's just not cool. And it's another thing that happened. It was another situation that happened. Trust me, it's every day I can find gems. Every day I can find gems with somebody going at somebody, some woman going at a man. It's like a broke man. It's like we could be the devil, and ugly is sin, but be rich, we okay. For not all of y'all, trust me, my friends, we cool. But we know there's some women out here, and they find their ways to the internet. You think I'm lying? Watch this. So it was another situation where a man was trying to do something nice for his girl for her birthday. He sent her a text message saying, "Happy birthday, beautiful." And then she says, "Thanks, babe." He said, "Be at my condo." Now he has a condo at 6 p.m. for your surprise. And so basically, to make a long story short, he was saying, "Dress casual, babe. I want you to feel comfortable." She wanted to know what it was. He said, "It's a surprise." Basically, she did not want to stay in. So let me show you what she did next. This woman decides to go with him and says, "I'm gonna go out with my friends." That's what she says in this text message. "I'm gonna go out with my friends. And you couldn't afford to do something for me," in so many words. And so he was like, wait a minute. In so many words, wait a minute. I'm trying to do something nice for you, and you choosing to drink with your friends over me, cooking the dinner for you and give you something a little nice and we could chill at home. She didn't want to do that. Then she started ignoring him. So he was just like, oh, so he was taken back. You know what he did? He showed her what he bought. He was really trying to surprise her. He was taking her out to an expensive restaurant, and he bought her a gift from Tiffany and Company. What's up, Josh? And so then she started saying, "Oh my God, she on my way to you," because she wanted that Tiffany Company. She wanted to go to that reservation. She wanted to go to that dinner. And he was like, "I'm good on you. I'm good on you." Now, this actually happened. But you know what was crazy? The comments. When I was looking at the comments in this thing, I was like, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Some of the women on there talking about he was wrong. He shouldn't have been playing games with her. I'm sorry. It's been a lot of us that wanted to surprise our woman with something nice. And some women like to pry, like, what you getting me? What you getting me? Tell me, tell me, tell me. And we try to make up something so we can just get you. We don't want to spoil the surprise. She made her intentions known. She wanted to go out and everything, and she chose to go out with her friends instead of spend the night or a great evening at home with him cooking for her and giving her a nice gift. She showed him everything he needed to know, and I could not believe some women was in that comment section going hard saying he was wrong, he was childish, he was this. I was like, oh my God, we are so disconnected. We are so disconnected where you would think somebody could do something nice for you, even if he was serious. The fact that he wanted to do something for you. I know some men that would have just said, oh, happy birthday. Good. I'm going to go out. I'll holler at you. Well, I don't know him, but we all know I don't know him personally. I don't hang with men like that. But we know some men who probably would be down like that. That was horrible. And every day, I promise you, if I did a live every day, if I found something where a woman is attacking a man and a man is attacking a woman and everything else, I could be here all week and never run out of material. That's the reason why. And Derek's more of the story. They should. Some men love torture. I don't know if men love torture. Some men love torture, but that could go both ways too. There's some women that love torture. But in this case, he didn't love torture. He was out of here. He was not playing with her. And I say out of here like Gary, Indiana, out of here. He was out of here. He didn't want to have anything to do with her. And it probably would have been me. I would have been up and out of there. Because that's disrespectful. I'm trying to do something for you. You got one time. Because time is too short for you to be doing stuff like that. If she show you that's what she was in 7 months in, and she already showing you she all about the Benjamins. Now, having said that, if she is all about the Benjamins, you dang well better be what I want too. It's okay for you to want what you want, but it needs to be an equal. You can't say I want a man to do this, this, but when we say what we want, yeah. Anyway, so I thought that was crazy when I saw those. And somebody said something about it today. I was like, oh yeah, I'm for to get up and do this live today. It needs to be said. Especially with that first one. Oh my God. It needed to be said. Seriously. So anyway, I want to get those out the way because that was crazy. So y'all asked me the question, who was wrong? Who was wrong? Was the man wrong? Or was she wrong? I'm waiting on it. Who was wrong? Tell me real quick in the comment section. Tell me real quick. Who was wrong between them two? Was the man wrong? Was the woman wrong? I say she was wrong. He tried to do something nice for her, and she decided that she wanted to do something else, and what he wanted to do was not important, and that was crazy. So she said, okay, he said she was definitely wrong. Thank you, Alden. He said she was wrong. I'm waiting on somebody else. I would like to hear a female perspective, woman perspective. I want to hear. Do you think he was wrong? Oh, it was her. Okay, Rashard, I see you. Okay, the lady, Tony said, woman was wrong. Okay, and ungrateful. Okay, Darian says the lady. I agree with all of you. She was absolutely, positively wrong. Now, men, would you have done what he did? Would you have taken that thing back, got your money back, and moved on? Or would you just have stayed, and as my friend Tony said, taking the punishment? Would you stay with this woman and said, okay, I forgive you? Would you have stayed or would you kept it pushing? Men, and I would hope the women would watch this. Men, the men that's watching, and the men that may watch this later, put in the comment section, would you have stayed or would you have jetted? Would you have left? That's what I need to know. That's all I need to know. Would you have left or would you stayed? Women, if you was in that position and the roles was reversed, and you cooked for a man and he was like, I wanted something. I want a PlayStation 5 so I could be the Madden King. I'm gonna go hang out with my boys. You ain't about nothing. Would you stay and say, you know what, we work this out? Or would you be like, nah, I'm not for the deal with this? Money back guaranteed. She opened her mouth and inserted her foot. Yeah, I think most men would, ladies, y'all watch this. Watch this. The men are talking. Now, even though I don't think the ladies that's watching, I don't think they about this. I think, but there are some. I feel sorry for my millennials. I feel sorry for them because they gonna be. Listen, y'all got it. Y'all got it hard out here. Pause. I look at these comments. I see how hard men. I see how they go with you. You better have your ducks in a row before you step to them because they very cutthroat, man. I'm reading these comments and I'm like, man. And the thing that kind of shocks me is how do you talk to men like this when you expect to have one? I mean, if you expect to have a man one day, why would you then talk to him in a way that's like this? The disrespect. I don't understand. If you spend your days and hope the men don't cap. Yeah, right. But check this out. If you spend your days going at men and women, and men spend your days going at women, I'm confused on how this is gonna work for you in the long run because these are the same people you can't procreate by yourself. I mean, we know that, and nobody wants to be alone for the rest of their lives. Exactly, Antonio. Thank you for joining. Yeah, and I get that. I get that, and I agree with you. It was just out of control. It was out of control. It was just something that I don't know. It's just the blatant, but how easily you was able to do that. It was not even a second thought that you was thinking to talk to this man and do this man like this. That's the part that's got me like, what in the world is going on here? That's the part that got me like that. I'm wondering, like, what in the world? If I'm doing all this for you and you choose to go out, I would be shocked. Like, what? What in the world is going on here? I don't That was crazy to me. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's move on. Wow, the reason why you're here. See, I like to keep this thing going. Um, because most of them never seen it. And I agree. I agree with you there. And here's my thing, and I think I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it one more time. It frustrates me so to the end when I see some women post, well, real men should do. First of all, let me tell you, it's not your place to tell what a real man should do. That is not. If the biggest issue is a lot of quote unquote real men are not helping young real men develop into be real men, at least to women. You see what I'm saying? It's like I keep saying, it is a strong disconnect. Oh, I'm pretty sure she's done it before, and somebody went. I guarantee. But you see, she was single when he met her, and she'll probably get with somebody else. But once they get, I'll get back to it. You've never experienced a real man. So for you to say what a real man should do, how would you know? Because at least from personal experience, you've never experienced a real man. And I'm not talking about your fathers, your daddies, your uncles, your cousins, sisters, brothers. We ain't talking about none of them. I'm talking about you. You've never experienced a real man. Why? Because if you did, then you jacked it up, and that disqualifies you from talking on this subject anyway. Because you had a real man and you couldn't keep him. So you could talk about how to lose a man, because if you saying what a real man would do, how do you know? You've never experienced, and going through what your friends say and seeing what they doing, that ain't the same thing as you actually experiencing. For you to get on Facebook and for you to say real man. Don't do that. And a lot of and yeah, do what a lot of men would allow. I agree. But you know what happens? That man moves on and finds somebody better. More times than not, a man will move on and he will find somebody. Or he'll stay single, but he'll be okay. A man being single is okay. Most men that I know that are single, they're okay with it. I ain't seen many of them talking about it's hard to find a good woman. I ain't seen many of them doing that. Most of them would be like, okay, well, I just keep it moving. You know, they will do that. But because here's the thing, if she's giving them her most valuable asset to them to date, then who's really winning here? If she's giving, first of all, if I meet a woman, say for instance, I meet a woman, right? Third date, I'm already having sex with her. On the third date, probably first date, this 2021, it ain't even a date no more. Come over, let's smash. But still, you've already given me everything that I wanted on first date. So when you say men are allowed, she's already given me your best asset to date. To start off, the best, most valuable asset that a man would want from a woman, you've given that up willingly. So who's winning here? I don't understand that. It's not the same. So you can say he allowing it, he may allow it, but you see how quickly he took that back and was done with her. He was quickly done with her. And that, believe it or not, that part happens more times than not. That part happens more times than not. A man will be like, oh, I'm up. Why? Because there's so many others he could deal with. There's so many other women he could give that Tiffany and Company gift to, and they would be like, yeah, that's what's up. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I mean, and that's, I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not saying this is what I would do. I'm just saying this is just the way it is. That's the way a man would roll. If he can afford Tiffany and Company, he got his condo, he got other options out here, lady. He got more options than you. So you see how fast he did it. And he probably took that money, went home, thought about her for maybe like 10 seconds, and was like, okay, well, here we go. It was only 7 months in, and like they were married. Just saying. I'm just saying. And it's a harsh truth. It's more for a man in his position, he will have more options. And when she found out she messed up, she wasn't so quick to say this, that, and other. She was talking, I'm on my way over there. He was like, no, I'm gone. I'm taking this back. And then she started trying to do the sassy lipping and jawing. And he was like, he said the thumbs up. That's how you know it was over. It's not the same. She messed that up. And I would hope that we all can learn from this situation. But anyway, let's move to the topic of the day, which is why you're here. I've noticed something. As I looked and I did my statistical analysis of it, when I looked at the data, there's a lot of young people who are no longer going to church, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen it, but especially in the medium-sized, smaller churches, where when I was growing up, it was a lot of young people in church. We all love to be in church. That's not happening now. It's not happening now. Which brings me to the topic of the day. Why are young people leaving the church, particularly black young people? Why are they leaving the church? Now, tell me. I know some of you've seen it. Have some of you seen it? Tell the truth. Have you seen that there's been a lack of people going to church? There's been an exodus of young people leaving the church. There's been a real exodus of young people. Wait, hold on. No, not that exodus. A young people exodus. I don't know what that was. That was okay. Anyway, not that exodus, just a young people exodus. They're leaving the church. And what sparked this conversation that I wanted to bring up, somebody posted this. Let me see what you think. She said, is that Ashley? That's an amazing way to spell that. Anyway, a lot of older church members want to know why there's a massive lack of young people serving in church. Okay, let me see what you're saying, Tony. You can't spend decades making a generation feel unwelcome and then get upset when they leave to find God on their own terms. What does that mean? You were the harsh gatekeeper of certain ministries. Now you're getting too old to carry out those duties, and you're upset that you chased away the people you were supposed to hand the torch over to. That's what was said in this, which is what sparked this conversation now. Let me ask you, do you agree with this? Do you think that the gatekeepers, whoever they are, the older people, maybe baby boomers, they're dying out? Baby boomers too, they're definitely almost out of here. And Generation X are pretty much the ones running it now. Generation X and probably some later millennials, they're running these churches now. But there's still been young people leaving church. Do you think the older generation, my generation, not so much, but the baby boomers and baby boomers too, do you think that those are the reasons why young people are leaving church? I'll give you a second, and then I'll give you what I think. Are they being too mean? I'll post it. between leadership being supposed. Let me see what you're saying there. Mhm. Okay, so you think they're being turned off by the business nature of church? Okay, I'll wait for someone. No, you don't agree. Okay, Tony doesn't agree. Do you think that young people are leaving church? You think they're leaving church because there's, people being mean, the gatekeepers? Are they being mean, particularly in our black churches? I'm curious to know. I'll wait for another answer before I move on. Are they being mean? I think they are leaving because of the judgment. Okay, the judgment, which is pretty much the same. Which is pretty much the same. And I think this is a conversation that needs to be had, at least with my friends and those of you who come and watch this. This is a discussion that we definitely need to have because I'm curious to know why you young people are leaving. I don't think they're being brought up to be the next leaders. Okay, so you feeling, Troy, what's up, man? You're feeling that the young people right now, they're not being molded, they're not being mentored. You feel like that's what it is? Okay. I agree with that. I mean, some good points being made so far. Also, okay, so when you say not welcoming, what does that mean? What does that entail when you say they're not being welcome? What does that mean? I mean, somebody please, because I want before I start talking, I like to gather what you're saying. So when I start speaking, I can make total sense and I can hear everything. Okay, and they're listening to you. Okay, I got you, Troy. Thank you. They're leaving because they don't want to be corrected. These children aren't what these aren't children. They see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you saying they don't want to be corrected. You saying, and so when you say corrected, do you mean if I do something wrong, is this part of the sat down thing? Because we gonna go there, the sat down ministry, or were you just saying correct it like, hey, you doing wrong or whatever? Because there are ways to correct, and I just think well, I don't want to get too far ahead, but yeah, okay, I'm listening. Thank you guys for the comments. Okay, mm, absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. Too many rules. Okay, well, okay. Absolutely. You touch relationship. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Y'all ready? I got five. And we're gonna talk about those five. Okay. We're gonna dig into this situation right now. We're going to have this discussion. I'm sorry. This generation is run on feelings and always need to be catered to. We're gonna touch on that. Y'all ready? Sit down, strap in, pause. Let's go. First point. I believe that one of the main reasons why young adults in black church are not coming is because when I was coming up, you didn't have a choice. When church was open, my mom made sure that I reached that door and I was on my way in my black and white, red and black, white and blue. Even when we used to wear those little short robes, y'all know about those little short robes that the youth choir used to wear back in the day. I know I'm showing my age right now, but you had no choice. Right now, you got parents asking teenagers and young adults, they ain't even grown, well, I don't want to go to church today. All right, well, I'll see you when I get back. That didn't happen in my house. If I was to say to my mom, oh, wait, mom, I don't want to go. Oh, really? Go get that silver one. They'll go get the silver one. And it was like Voltron when she used to put that thing together and that who pow. I made sure I was on the way out that door. You didn't have a choice. These kids today, they have more choices. We have choice. And the reason why you didn't have choice because my parents wanted to instill at least some I don't know. They wanted to make sure that we understood how important the church was in our community, number one. And number two, how it was important for us to gather together with other believers and worship. So they kept us coming. So now, even as an adult, I'm a grown man. When a Sunday passes and I'm not in church, I feel weird. I feel like I need to be there. And even with all the quote unquote drama and stuff, I needed to be around other believers. And so, like, even like if I'm playing, even when I'm playing now, I always said if I never played, I probably wouldn't go to church. That's not absolutely true. I'm being hyperbolic, but I most likely would go to churches. I probably would go to more than one. Powerhouse would be number one, but I probably would go to other churches because to be around other believers, hear other music, to see how they do it, fellowship with other believers, and I would do that. But it's just something in me because how it was instilled in me when I was young. When I'm old now, I don't want to not go to church. I didn't have a choice, but it put something in me to let me better understand why I should be there when you got a good one. That's the key. Second one, these young people right now, they're not dumb. They're smarter than we were. I'm Generation X. Millennials, and especially Zennials, they know game when they hear it. They're not moved by all the wishy-washy and stuff like that. See, we come to church now. We need that high. We need to come in and get that high. Sometimes I feel like we spiritual drug dealers because we only come in. If you ain't getting that high, you feel like you ain't high church. But we're not empowered. We just high. So once your emotionalism wear down, or you never get that emotionalism, you feel like you didn't get nothing from church. But these young people now, yeah, they like the emotional part, but they sift through all the BS that we don't sift through. They can sit, they know game because they used to hearing game now. Hey, B. So now these young people, they can hear when you speaking of false prophecy because unlike some of us, they gonna wait to see if it happens. And you only got one time with some of these millennials. They're gonna be like, this is all fake anyway. I don't want to do it. And that's what they think, y'all. Have you ever sat down and talked to some of them? Some of them actually will tell you, I'm so sick and tired of this stuff. I don't want to do all that. And they are turned off by some of the stuff that goes on in church, and especially what's being said over the pulpit. Now, it could be conflated to be something negative. It could be conflated to be something negative because if you say something that's real and they don't want to hear it, that's still another thing. But if you got one time to say some BS and they're going to be over it, they don't want to hear nothing about you speaking hope to them. They don't want to hear you saying nothing like that because to them, they've heard it, been there, done that. What else are you doing? What else are you saying? And if you, like I said, they can sit through it. All these preachers and stuff that's out here being foul on one end and then they up in church, these young people, they're going to call you out. See, my generation, the ones above me, we'd be like, well, everybody says, let's just cover them in prayer. These young people, they want to hold you accountable. And if you come with them with some BS, they will never darken the doorstep of your church because they're going to call you a hypocrite. They call y'all what? They call you fake. They call you phony. They do that. These younger people, they are more quick to say stuff that us, my generation and the older generations, they won't say. If a prophet gets up and says something that's totally wrong, my generation and the older generation would just be like, well, just pray for them. We'll find some scripture to support it. These younger ones, they be like, you was off, and it's going to make them look real side-eye at you like this. And like I said, they can sift through all of that, and they got a nose for BS, except for when it comes to something personal they like. But we can talk about that. But still, when it comes to church, they already looking, and they can sift through the BS. I'm telling you, they can. Go have a talk with one of them. Go have a talk and ask them, why don't you come to church? And they say they fake. Yeah, and I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna get on that. Bring that up again, Tony, because I need to touch on that. Okay. Now, another reason why I've come to understand why millennials and younger people are not coming to church, they want to be a part of something greater. They want to feel like they are a part of something. If your church only got like 20 members and you still doing the same thing that you was doing my generation and above, you're not going to be able to keep these young people around. They're not going to be interested. They're going to see it's going down and they're going to jump ship to another church that's actually doing something. That's a reason why some churches are growing. You look at them, they got a lot of young people. Why? Because they doing something, they growing. And these young people, they want to be a part of something greater. They want to do that. So if you got a church that's still thinking, and I grew up, Jesus. Come sit on the front row. You want to get the Holy Ghost? Come say Jesus. A million times. Say it. And then you start, and they be like, oh, you got it. These young people, that's not where they at right now. I'm not saying that's wrong. We could have a talk about that, but not tonight. I'm not saying that's wrong. But what I am saying is what worked for us will not work for them. That's not going to work for these millennials. You have to pray and ask God to teach you how to reach these millennials so you won't lose them because they are our future. I'm looking at the church right now. My generation is pulling it. We still got the power. We still got our strength. We're not old. I hope I don't look old, but we still got some stuff going on in our lives where we're strong enough to carry it. But eventually 20 years from now, 20, 30 years from now, my generation, we're not going to be able to carry it like that. So we're going to need the millennials and the zennials to step up. But one church I used to go to all the time, he said, you know a church where it's going when you look at their youth department. If your youth department is non-existent, then you have no future. A lot of churches didn't survive COVID. And you want to know why? Because their members, their young ones, they didn't come back. Because they want to find God on their own. We're going to get there. Because I do have a message for my millennials and my young people that think you can find God on your own. We going to get there. But you need to have a church that's doing something that targets them. Some things, get some young people over the young ministry. Don't have a 90-year-old woman, hey, come on, kids, we're going to have sunshine band. Oh, wait. Okay, we're going to have some. She too old. Get somebody that even if they are older, they old enough where they can connect the bridge between the older ones and the younger ones, but don't get nobody that super old to be over the young people ministry just so they can have a position. Don't do that. Have somebody that's got wisdom in their youth that can connect one to the other and find out things that are important to them. Most young people, they are more attached to the political world than we are. They experience more in their school than we have almost our whole adult life. Before they even graduated high school, they've experienced stuff that we can't even write about. You need to be able to connect to them so they can feel like what they want is important in the church. A lot of these young people, they're more politically active. They want to march. They want to protest. They want to see social justice. They want to see this stuff. If you have a church that don't never do anything for the community, you are going to lose all those young people because they're the ones, if you look in these crowds, they people my age. I march, I protest, I believe in it. But when I'm out, I see a lot of young people, millennials, zennials. They're the ones out here marching. I'm not understanding. I'm not saying the church need to be political because I know some of you are not. Thank God the church I am, he's there. He's like, okay, he does stuff for the community. He's doing stuff. But how many churches are doing that? These young people, they more interested in some things that don't go on in the church. And you say we're not welcome. Well, that could be one of the reasons why you're not welcome, because the stuff that means stuff to me, I talked about this before. There's no real talk about sex to young people. That's another reason. So when they have sex, you're young. You're going to have sex. There is nothing that can stop you from having sex in 2021. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you people, but the days of waiting until you're married, that's not happening these days. It's just not. I'm not ever going to come on this live and tell you something that's not true. It can be done. Yeah, it can be done. It's likely, but it's not probable. I'm sorry. It's just not. These kids are banging, yanking and banging. And there's no real sex education to teach them why they shouldn't. We just say you shouldn't do it. And then you get sat down for it. But we don't tell you how dangerous it is. How there are both, some people say spiritual, some people say physical. There is a scientific explanation on why you shouldn't be out here smashing everybody, but we don't have these talks. Thank God for the church I'm in. He's actually having these panels, and people are tuning in because they want to hear it. They're seeing, they're learning, they're seeing, they're growing, they're understanding. But most young people, when I was coming up, they say you don't have sex. Why? You just don't. God gonna burn your penis off. God gonna burn your penis off. Let me look at some of these comments. I'm sorry. Well, and that we gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. Tony is like light years ahead of me, y'all. She out here. She out here. But no, there needs to be. You have to have something that they can connect with. They need to feel like they are a part of something. Without that element, you're not going to be able to connect to them. They're not going to want to come to church. They're going to, and when they are, they're going to sit disinterested. Because what used to get you high, I don't know if y'all ever study. I actually took that in my undergrad behavioral sciences. We took about drugs and stuff. But those of you who smoke weed, I won't judge you. Have fun. Just don't come around me with it. You know you will never get that high that you did when you first got it, right? So what happens when you keep drinking the same thing? Doesn't your body grow a tolerance for it? Right? So what happens with young people when they sing the quote unquote move of the spirit that we sometimes call it, but it's really euphoria? You look up euphoria if you don't know what that means. But it's really euphoria for a lot of them. And once that comes down and they're not feeling that same high, what usually happens to them? It's the same thing that happens when people have sex for the first time with somebody they really, really want to get up with. It's explosive. It's wonderful. But what happens after the 12,000th time? You're like, oh, it ain't good. And what's going to happen to young people? They're going to be like, I'm over this. Because they want more. Because even though that's great, that's great. But what's going to stick to them is a church that's growing, is a church that's doing stuff in the community, and the stuff that not caters, but handles and directly deals with the stuff that they deal with, particularly sex. Am I right? Give me some amens. And I'm reading y'all comments. Yes, I did say yanking and banging. Another reason, which brings what Tony was saying. They've become more educated. They are more educated than we was. I always say that the generation before me, they had the most zeal. They did. Every time that church was open, you had Sunday morning, they was there, then Sunday school, they was there, then Sunday service, and then they fellowship downstairs with the chicken biscuit fixing dinners, and then they came back for YPWW and Young People Willing Workers and Young Women's Christian Council, and then they had night service, and then you had Tuesday Bible band and choir rehearsal, you had Wednesday choir rehearsal, Thursday delivery service, Friday service, then you had Sunshine Band on Saturdays, then you did it all over again. That was back in the generation before me. And they love to do it. They had the zeal to do it. But I always say, when you have a talk with them, biblically speaking, they can throw out all the scriptures in the world, but they be off context. You be like, that ain't the context of that. These millennials, they may not be educated on the Bible like that, but they are more educated. And the more educated they are, statistics show that more educated young Black people do not come to church. They don't want to come because they felt like, here we go, that they can find God on their own. That's where the problem is. Let me explain to you. How can you find something that you're not looking for? You said you can find God on your own, but are you actually seeking? Because when somebody like me comes and talks to you about the Bible, you like, I don't know. Well, let me go look. But you're trying to find God on your own. What are you? Are you blind? Do you have a stick or the dog leading you somewhere? How are you looking for God and you ain't even read the Bible? Shh, it's what we hear when you open your Bible. I'm throwing out scriptures at you that can help you grow, but you don't want to hear that because you're finding God on your own. How can you find them on your own? One of the things I can say, some churches do have this. They have excellent Sunday school. They have excellent Bible study courses, not monologues, dialogues, because that's real Bible study. Monologue is not a Bible study. Monologues are not Bible study. Dialogues are Bible studies. That's the way we grew up, with dialogues back and forth, asking questions, answering questions, the dialogues back and forth. That's the way you learn and grow. That's how the Bible was actually put together. Not by one person just standing there and saying it's a Bible study, but it's really and there's nothing wrong with that. Every now and then it's cool. But if that's what your Bible study is, it's not Bible study, it's just a weekly service. Just a weekly service. But young people, if you saying I can find God on my own, that's incredibly difficult without a Bible. You ain't willing to do the work. People like me, I've done the work. I've actually read the Bible and I understand it. Now, my understanding of it ain't verses. I don't do that. I think that's the worst thing that ever happened in the Bible. Put verses and numbers next to them. I read it like a book. I can tell you the context. I can tell you what it meant. That's the way I read it. I don't understand how we could just take the scripture and just that's not me. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I would steer you in another direction if you was under my tutelage. I would say don't do it that way. Read the whole chapter, which is what you're supposed to do. But again, back to you. You're trying to find God on your own terms. I don't think that's what it is. Now I'm coming for you, millennials. You want the easy way out. You don't want, because if you was really looking for God, you wouldn't be so quick to say, I'm going to throw the church away for some simple reason. Because it's some things that you can get in church that you can't get on your own. Because at least in church, you know which direction to go. How you gonna find God? You don't even know. If I say, okay, how you gonna find him? Well, he gonna reveal himself to me. How? You're not gonna have a Damascus Road situation. You're gonna find him through the scripture. And if you don't read it, how you gonna know? I just think, and what just brings me to this, that's why a lot of our young people are going to other forms of spirituality. I don't have a problem with you learning about our ancestors and how they, their spirituality. I took courses on it. I don't have a problem with that, but it leaves you with no accountability. You just want the easy way out. I found God through whatever, but you don't have to be accountable to nobody. You don't want to answer to nobody. You just want to be out here and do what you want to do. That's another issue. So some of y'all are leaving church because you just don't want nobody to say nothing to you about nothing. Nothing. You don't want to answer to nobody. If you come up in church where you know the church says women don't wear pants in here, I don't care what you think. If they don't wear pants in the church and then you come in with pants on, you get mad because now you want to go at the gatekeepers for doing their job and saying, young lady, hey, we don't wear dresses in here. I'm sorry, we don't wear dresses in here. Why we don't wear? See, that happens too. That's because you want to do what you want to do. It doesn't work like that. If you are going to be the leaders of tomorrow, you can't be a good leader without being a good follower. If you can't follow instructions, then how can you lead? I would feel stupid turning it over to somebody that can't even follow. It's going to be a train wreck. That's another reason. It doesn't take you to put no forth the commitment to follow African spirituality because they didn't do that. They believed in some things. They believed in nature and all of that. It didn't take no commitment on them. But to be a follower of Christ, it takes a commitment. It takes a commitment to not only the God, it takes a commitment to your brother and your sister to say, hey, I'm accountable to you, you're accountable to me, and this is the way this is supposed to go. But you don't want none of the responsibilities. You don't want none of the accountability. You just want to just do what you want to do. I want to pop out 15 other kids. Back in my day, you didn't celebrate having no. Now today, oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, congratulations. In my day, you kept that down until your last day. You was actually in stirrups about to pop this baby out when everybody found out she was pregnant. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. The rules that are in place are not to control you. They're there to teach you how structure goes. You may not agree with these rules, but then it's your responsibility to come not arrogant and not nasty to your leadership and say, Pastor, listen, this rule right here, yada, yada, and come with your ducks in a row. But if you want to try to buck, if I'm a man, I come up in the church with a skirt on and they exit me out, how I look getting nasty making a scene. That's a rebellious, and that is wrong. That's a Luciferian spirit right there. And I don't even like to call it all of that. So and these are the things that actually bother me when I see that. Millennials, I agree with you. There are some times when you want to be reached. There's some things that you feel like you out of touch with. I agree with you. But at the same time, you got to be approachable and you just can't be rebellious because rebellious is antichrist. You want to be rebellion, then go, then you should go. Because now you really going against everything else. If you want to have a good discussion, then bring it up the right way. But if y'all just want to just be rebellious, I'm seeing y'all leaving the church and I'm seeing y'all and I see your stuff y'all post, but it's so ridiculous because it's not confounding in fact. It's not even a good opinion. It's just what you think, but it's not you don't have any evidence, nothing to support it. And if you did have something to support it, come to us. I'm in leadership. Come to if you in music ministry, if you're a musician, you can come to me. If you go to the church I'm at, you can come and talk to me. You can definitely talk to Bishop. You can talk to all these people and find somebody in the church that you think can mentor you in the things of Christ that can help you grow and better understand and prepare you for what you're going to have to do. We have leaders, we have real prophets, we have real apostles, real bishops, real pastors that are waiting to be unleashed into the world in truth, but you don't want to fulfill your destiny because you so mad at what somebody said at the church that now you ready to leave and forfeit what God had planned for you. We were sat down. And so I just want to encourage you, young people. If you are thinking leaving the church, come to some of us who want to hear you. Talk to us. Help us understand what's going on at your church. Now, some of y'all churches, yeah, y'all go hard. I mean, some of y'all borderline cults. I understand that now. If you at that church, yeah, I would probably tell you, but that don't mean just stop church altogether. First of all, church is a body. You could just stop fellowshipping with those people, but don't just up and leave. Now, let me ask y'all this: when you do leave a church, young people, do you let that pastor know that you leaving, or do you just jump up and leave and join somebody else's church? Because if you doing it that way, you wrong anyway. And before you even get started in your new level and guide, you've already built that on faulty ground. So it's gonna crumble anyway. You and even though I'm not one that follows all the structure stuff of church, that's just how I am. I still believe if you join the church and you part of a ministry, you agree to that. And so you should do everything in the right way. Don't just leave the church and join another church without letting the pastor know he going. Especially if you in ministry. If you're in ministry, how you look? I'm gonna join another church, and then we just look up, you gone, and then we see you on TV bucking and shouting at somebody else's church. Well, how that look? That's not cool either. You shouldn't do that even as an adult. Some of y'all are professional church hoppers, and you don't know the one common denominator is you. So whatever spirit you bringing with you, you taking it everywhere you go. And everywhere you go is mess. No, you're the messy one. You're the messy one. So I just wanted to share this with you. And this ain't even long. I'm reading y'all comments. I'm about to jump off here. In a minute, I'm reading some of y'all comments. Let me go up. And that's what I was saying. A rebellious spirit. Let me move my caption off. Hold on. Where are you? Okay. Yeah, a rebellious spirit is of the devil. You're not supposed to be bucking just to buck. I would never have you do anything immoral. I don't think no pastor will have you do anything immoral. But if it's something going on with your church, we need to be able to go to our pastor and talk to them when something is going wrong. And not to just jump on board and just go hard and talk about that pastor, which brings me to this point. All of us, we shouldn't be out here ripping up our pastors like that. Especially if we went there. And I've been seeing some of y'all doing that. That ain't cool. That's not cool. Don't do that. Don't do that. I think, yeah, and I agree with you there. Discipleship is very important. It really is. I think with these millennials right now, they missing that point. They missing that point. And I believe that the young they do want God. I do think they want God, but I think they want God in a way that suits them, it's like, not thy will be done, but thy will be done as long as it's what I want, if that makes sense. Because that's a lot, and that's our fault. That's our fault. That's their parents' fault. They taught them that everything should come easy. God has become this super powerful genie that you rub on the Bible 3 times and he gives you everything you want. Hey, Elijah, what's up, man? And God gives you everything you want. And when he does it, and when something happens, oh, I need to lead the church. And I think that's what's. So do they want God then? I think they want God. Like I said before, they want him in a way. Well, some of them I really do believe want God. I just think that they've lost track of what that. I don't really think they really understand what that really means. I think there's a lack of understanding what that really means. I think they want God, but I think they want God to do what I want you to do, if that makes sense. What's up, man? And it's very, very confused. Like when I talk to them and some of them that share that with me, and it's like they want God. It's like, man, I want God. I just want God. And I ask you why. I ask them why. They say, well, because I just want to live in his will and I want him to be able to bless me. Ooh, okay. That's what here we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. What's up, man? They don't understand. If they don't understand, do we blame them or blame the pulpit? I think we blame both because every case could be different. There are some great preachers out here that are preaching the word of God, but it's falling on deaf ears because it's not what they want to hear. And then there are some people that really want to hear the word of God, but they're not being taught. They're being taught how to the performance part of it, the call and response, the shouting, the bucking, and the praise and worship part of it. I think it's both. I think it could be both. When I was younger, I had a thirst for God, but my thirst was a little different. I just wanted to know. I kind of would consider myself a quote unquote Gnostic. I wanted to know the things of God. I wanted to understand the things of God. And then when I became to understand it, then that's when my wanting more of God came about. But yeah, these younger ones, they kind of want that genie. We are to. I like the fact that you guys are talking about it because it's helping me. We are to cultivate our spiritual lives and to seek help. People can't read them. I agree. I agree. Like I said, they need to be more vocal. Talk to the leadership. I'm always here. Y'all don't know, man. I think Jason can attest to this. People actually do inbox me and they inbox people that I know asking us questions. And the stuff that I do know, I will share with them or point them in the direction of where to go. You know what I'm saying? I do. But the problem is, I am not. I am not a pastor. 1 John 2:19. Post that for me so I can could you copy and post it so I can post it here, Jason? But I'm not trying to be their pastor, nor would I disrespect their pastor by talking against him or her. I wouldn't do that. But I just think that yeah, they are not learning. I mean, which brings me to question: are we really empowering them? Are we really empowering them if we got our music stuff on lock, but are we really empowering? And that's the thing. Okay, Jason. That's the most important thing, y'all. And that's why I'm really at with it. I think I posted my reasons why they leaving. There are so many, but these are the ones that I found the most prevalent in my research. And I'm waiting on Jason to post that scripture, and then we can pretty much go. And I didn't open up the lines on this. I'm not sure if I didn't want to. I didn't want this to be too long. Um, but next week I will begin to open up the lines as I start to talk about more because I'm gonna be talking about some real deep stuff, y'all. Because it's some stuff that we need to talk about. I'm happy we had this. Yeah, and that you know what? I agree. That is another issue. When I do have these discussions with these young people, they do repeat what they've heard some people say, some people they admire, whether it's Matthew Stevenson, whether it's John Hannah, or whether it's whoever. And I always tell them, like I'm telling you now, you're no good to anybody. Regurgitating means you're sick or you're baby. That's no good to anybody fighting a battle. Because if we say we're in a battle, which a lot of us like to say we're in a battle, but if you shouldn't be to the point where you hanging on their every word. Their job is to direct you and to teach you. But like when those of us who had formal training or went to college or even high school or whatever, the teacher's job is to show you this, 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 this. It is your job to then go home and do the proper research and make sure you understanding what they are saying. Because I'm supposed to be able to come to you with the scripture and then you could say in your own words what it means, not regurgitating what Maddie's saying, not regurgitating what John is saying, not regurgitating what Bishop William Hudson is saying, not regurgitating, and I'm not being disrespectful, I'm just saying their names. And, don't do that. Don't regurgitate them because that's another issue we got in the church. Y'all worship them more than you worship God, but we could talk about that. Okay, let me see what. Okay, Jason, bringing the heat. Okay, let me see what else. Hold on. A 16-year-old. And I agree with that. And that's what I was touching on earlier. They're dealing with a lot of stuff that we didn't deal with. They're dealing on a higher level, and there needs to be something in church in place to help deal with those situations that means something to them. I did say that earlier. I did say that. And that needs to happen. I mean, definitely needs to happen. And like I said, a 90-year-old woman can't relate to a young woman dealing with sexual urges. The 90-year-old woman ain't getting stroked up. I mean, she just not. So how can she relate to that? And they're not dealing with that stuff that when I was in high school, yeah, there were child abductions, but there wasn't no sex trafficking like it is now. It wasn't. When I was in high school, we had some men up in there that were alternative lifestyle. But now you can't even walk in high school without seeing it, and they dressing like women up in there. They are dealing with something way different, and it needs to be something that can, help them with that while they deal with it because they're confused. I honestly believe that. What is Elijah saying? Okay, let me see. Read a couple of more comments. A lot of churches don't preach against sin; they make fun of it. All right. Do churches preach against sin? Real quick. Leave it down in the comment section. Does your church ever preach against sin? Does your church preach against sin? Real quick. The church that you serve at, whether you play there or whether you go there, real quick, whether you watching it later, post it. And just say my church preaches against sin. I just want to see something. I know Bishop does. I know he does, but it's not. I don't think they preach a hellfire, I'm gonna burn you up to a crisp kind of message like back in my day. You're going to hell. No, they don't do that now. I mean, and I don't think they should. I think you can educate people what's going to happen or whatever, but I think he teach holiness. He does. I mean, I don't really think people want to hear about hell. Most of us wouldn't know anything if it wasn't for Dante Inferno. Ooh, we don't want to have that discussion. We don't want to have that discussion. That's a discussion we don't want to have. Hey, Kamar. What's up, girl? I enjoyed you today. We had some issues. We'll talk tomorrow. Your church does. Okay, Jason, your church does. Who else? Who else church does? I'm looking for a church. My church didn't. Okay, so they didn't teach about hell. They didn't teach about being holy. I mean, what did they teach? They was a prosperity gospel preaching church. I mean, that's yeah, I don't like those churches. Girl, listen. Come on. I wanted to that's who I felt like I was today. I promise you. It was not when I got done playing today, Kamar, I was literally sitting in the corner like I was just I was over it. I'm not even gonna lie, I was over it. My church, where is this, Elijah? My church teaches holy nature, not sin or hell. Also teaches come out. What's come out? I don't know what that means. Yeah, should do, however, with solutions to deal with. Okay, I can get with that. And, I'm interested to hear about that. I would love to hear about that one day, man. What is how to overcome hell? Is that what you're saying? That would be a good I would love to hear you on that. That's something new. Man, listen. Y'all don't know, man. My day was so crazy, man. Man, it was this is one of the I was so out of it today. I mean, I tried my best, man, and I think Jesus was actually looking at me like, man, dude, get it together. Get it together. He was looking down at me like something wrong with you today. It was crazy. Yo, what up, Alvin? How you doing, man? We having a discussion on millennials and church. I'm waiting on I'm trying to get Antonio to speak more about that real quick. I want to know how do your church teaches yeah, I'm talking about millennials. Oh, hold on. Let me post it again so you can see. This is what we actually joking right now, but yeah, we was talking about the mass exodus and not this exodus right here. We ain't talking about this one. Not that one. Even now that movie made me mad, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. That movie kind of made me mad, and the new one didn't do no better. But anyway, we ain't going there. But this is what we talking about today, man. Let me see. Right, man, dude. They had Carlton Heston playing. Dude, it's not him. It's not him. It's a long line of oh, but it is that's what I was talking about. Millennials leaving church. Are they coming back? And I don't think. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I always try to do something new, man. Hey, I'm here usually on Sundays now. I'm gonna try to get my cousin in on Thursdays, but like my Thursdays is so swamped now. But thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. But I think do churches need to teach more hell? I think they need to teach more holiness, if that makes sense. Because a lot of us we think we know what hell is, but we don't know what holiness is. We don't even know what it means. It simply means be set apart. Set apart from what? You could answer that question, what it means to be holy. How does that mean? Now, bring me to this. Let's go. These rules, some of these rules we got in these churches are man-made. We can agree to that. Type if you agree. Type if you agree. Some of these rules we got in these churches are man-made. They are man-made. When I say man-made, that means you got misogyny in there. You got some people, it's some stuff in there. Like, for example, me personally, now I'm going to bring myself into it. I don't have a problem with women wearing women pants. They are made for women. If you see a woman in men's pants, you can tell they men's pants. But if you see a woman in women's pants, oh God, that's a woman's pants. You see what I'm saying? So I think sometimes we still live in an archaic society. And even when you look at the Bible in some ways, it is a bit archaic in some ways because we're in the 21st century. Women are actually doing stuff here. So to say, no, you cannot speak in church. Now, some people actually still believe that. Some people actually believe women should not speak. You got some churches that got women on one side with their head all covered, and the men on the other side, the women ain't got no makeup on their face, looking like burnt chicken. How does that work for me? For me, I mean, I know that's a loaded conversation, Elijah, but I'm ready to have it. I'll be watching your stuff. You got good content too. I saw one church where these women had all that makeup off their face. Now, man, some of y'all, your eyelashes, look like Mr. Snuffleupagus when you fan. On a hot day, I want to sit next to you because your eyelashes can probably give me some coolness. But okay, I can agree with that. I mean, I would love listen. Next time we come on, I would love. I'm gonna open up the lines because I do want to hear you guys. I do want to hear you, but you guys making good points. But no, I think some of these things are. I remember I was dating someone. We went in this one church, and they tried to make her put on a choir robe because they said she didn't wear pants. We don't wear pants up here. Now they were kind of nasty. They were kind of nasty. We don't wear pants in here. I'm like, but look at your. Shut up, Derek.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Listen, Kabar, I didn't see some crazy stuff. I didn't see Some of these eyelashes, I saw one chick with eyelashes so long, it has some things dangling down. So when she blinked, they kind of moved like this. I was like, is this what the world coming to? Now, some of that stuff is a little bit too much, y'all. Some of that stuff is a little bit too much. I can get that. Like if you got so much makeup on that you can put a shovel on and you using a chisel to make it go on your face, that's not good. That's not good. And no man likes that. Some of you are naturally beautiful, and you only need just a little bit of makeup. Now, mind you, when it come down to your record label and your record cover, you better look casket ready. I don't mind it. You could wear eyelashes that go to the outside of your apartment. I do not care then. But on church, when you at church, I think that's what they say of modesty. See, when they say modest, they didn't mean ugly. No offense. Modest mean just modest, but not so much where it's just like if I do like this, you can look like Pinhead on Hellraiser with all these scrapes in your face because it's so deep on your face. That's too much. It's just way too much. And men don't like that. You are absolutely right. We don't like that. No man likes that. We don't. And another thing they say in church, you can't wear these long nails. So many people don't like one churches, especially when I was coming up, they didn't allow women to wear nails, right? But now you can wear nails, but y'all, I don't know whether or not you clapping or calling Freddy Krueger. I mean, it's so long, man. Them nails be like way up here. And I'm like, how do you clap with that? More importantly, how do you go to the bathroom? Well, anyway. Ah, Jesus. I didn't want to get sidetracked. Look like people. No man ever smashed me. Wait a minute. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Okay. If a man wants you, he will smash you with eyelashes, fake nails, fake booty, and all of that. Drive with a kickstand. If his end goal is to hit, he don't care. You can just close those eyelashes. We'll grab them on our way in and out. That's the way it would be. We ain't talking about sex. We talking about on the looking level. On that regularly, you don't come out the house with mushrooms on your eyes. You just don't. It's just it just don't. And so but anyway, we was talking about the millennials, y'all, and somebody's brought up hell. I did a live on hell a long time ago and got in trouble because I think y'all remember that when that what's his name? Tim something. Tim Rogers? He got up and said it wasn't no hell. Y'all remember that? Y'all stop capping. No, listen, they gonna hit. Tony, they gonna hit. But don't ever conflate sex with what a man actually really wants. Sex has nothing to do with that. Sex is sex. Running you down that aisle is something totally different from sex. Those two things, we don't care nothing about all of that stuff. We could be like, well, I don't like weave, but we'll sit that mug right on the dresser until we get done. But when we talk about somebody we want to be with, those things do come into play. That's what I mean. That's interesting. That's an interesting concept. That's an interesting concept. I agree. Kamara, you funny though. But no, they don't get it. Look, Delasha, they don't get it. I'm trying to help the children. They don't get it. I'll keep telling them that ain't got nothing to do. Listen, how many times you seen it? You seen it. They go, listen, we'll numb all of that to get to the end of what we trying to go. Well, not us, but get where I'm going. They gonna do that. Lashes, no, no. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad y'all having this discussion with me. Y'all funny. Y'all funny to me. Because we was all talking about this and we even got all up into eyelashes and everything else. We didn't get off into eyelashes and everything else. But I'm glad y'all joining me. And listen, next week I do have something special for you. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, a $50 giveaway. Woohoo! Woohoo! A $50 giveaway. And it's just a giveaway. But you have to answer a biblical question. A $50 giveaway next week. Look, I think you could do a lot of things. You could buy a lot of eyelashes with $50. But real talk, how much eyelashes cost? Are they expensive? We need to go in the corner. No, I am doing this giveaway next week, though. I am doing a giveaway, and I'm trying. Listen, I got my base all hooked up, everything. I was gonna do it, but I was so tired. I was spent today. I'm tired of playing. Today wasn't good. But I do want to do Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree. Wait. How much, ladies? How much do lashes cost? I know I go hard on lashes because I don't like them, y'all. I really don't. I mean, I don't like them when they way out here. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be lifting your hands to Jesus and your eyelashes are too. If you and your eyelashes are lifting hands to Jesus and they so long that your lashes are extending farther than your outstretched arms to God, then we got problems with your eyelashes. Those are the ones I don't like. I don't mind the ones that look that add a little extra. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not gonna ask no easy question. I'm gonna ask one really, real question. From $60 for eyelashes, where you get them mugs from? What is the takoyakis? What do y'all call it when y'all hear the yakis? What is that called? What is that called? And I know y'all be getting mad. I'm talking about these eyelashes. Y'all be like, "We talking about my eyelashes? Stop about my." And I'm sitting there looking like Smudge. No, I'm just going what I don't like. I don't really like eyelashes though. Depending on what they mink. Oh God, it gets worse. Wait a minute. You put mink on your eyelashes? Does that not? Does that? I'm gonna ask you. I don't care. Does that not stink after a while? You putting animal hair on your eyes. I'm being serious. Seriously, does that not stink after a while? Like if you sleep with them and have it on a week, would it smell like no skunky or whatever? I'm curious. We need to do a show on women. Listen, Tony, would you allow? Would you? Definitely, Kamar, and Tony, both of y'all some fashion nights, and B is too. Would y'all? I wanted y'all to come on and talk to me and school me on now. Little fact about me, I do like watching women makeup on YouTube, how they put their makeup on. I'm amazed on how they do that. That's super dope to me. But I want y'all to come and school me. I don't know. I don't never say I know women. I know men. I don't know women. I know men. Okay. Ricky Tiki Tabby D. No, I'm just saying. Look. Me and eyelashes, we don't get along. I'm starting to get on with weave as long as it don't, what I'm saying. If it don't smell like old car seats, I can deal with weave a little bit. But ladies, I love your natural hair. I really do. I love the natural, especially like even if y'all have it short, it's something, man. That knee long, that hairstyle, something about that. Listen, no, you can wear your hair. Men, let's talk. Men, don't you like your women in naturals? Don't you like your women in naturals? Some of y'all are so naturally beautiful. And I know y'all want to do the hair and stuff like that. I'm not getting, on you about that. But your natural, man, some of y'all got it going on. You just don't, I don't know. Yes, I said old car seats. Kamar, would you be willing to come on and do a school? Teach us about eye fashion and stuff like that. I mean, I'm curious to know. You know, I want to know. I want to have y'all on here because I don't want to be on here like just like I'm going at it. I want to understand. You can get them on the stripper. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Bye, Felicia.
Wait, you be? Did you just say glue them on? Wait a minute. How do you do glue them on? Wait, is it like? How do you glue them on? So how does that work? Do you just hold them out like this and then it squirts it? How do you stop it from getting? Yeah, y'all definitely need to come on here. Y'all definitely need to come on here. I'm curious because all African chocolate. Let me see what you say. Exactly. I'm just saying. Come on. I'm really being goofy right now, but I'm dead serious, y'all. You just don't know when somebody come try to talk to me, talking about, hey man, look, dude, you don't knock it till you try, man. She got those long eyelashes. She look good. I'll be like, what?
Please.
No, that's not for me. I just not for me. I just can't get it. I'm with you, Kamar. Okay, I'll get with you. No makeup. Listen, no makeup, no lashes, all natural. Ooh, I can't even say that word. Ghanaian, Ugandan, Nigerian, Senegal, African chocolate. Lord have mercy. I get it, but they don't do it for. Thank you. I wish I could pin this. This needs to be pinned. Separate. Oh my God. So what? See, this is why I can't do it. I promise you, if I glued that on your eyelashes, you be coming out here looking like Punky Brewster by the time I'm done with you. Your eyelashes will be all jacked up. For real. Your eyelashes will be all jacked up. Don't. No, Kamar, look, Kamar, dope though. Kamar, she has, but you know she's representing. But Kamar's married. You see what I'm saying? So her she knows what her man likes. So she's not gonna overdo it. She does enough where he's happy. She does enough where he's happy. She gets it. That's why she's my friend. She gets it. She understands. Some of y'all don't understand that. Y'all need Kabar. She know how to do it. She got lashes, but she know how to keep that mug classy. I ain't never seen her come up in here with no bra for a car. I ain't never seen her with that. And what? It's to the point I've seen some on cars, y'all. I've seen some on cars. It's getting ridiculous. I don't understand it either, man. I don't. And this gonna be fun. Ladies, I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna open up the line. I'm just gonna sit here in the back and let Tony, Kamar, and just I'm gonna ask my questions. We can talk about y'all can talk about how women should put makeup on, how so much, not so much, keep it a little bit where a man can look at you, but not so much that you look like you mummified. You know, none of that. Unless, of course, you're doing a record because you do have to overdo it for your record cover. I do understand that. So I'm dude, fly away like an eagle, Elijah. Fly away. Fly away. Fly away. Well, oh wait, I ain't got my voice on. Let me sing in my baby voice.
Fly away, fly away, fly away with those lashes, fly away.
I had to do it in my baby voice. I had to do it in my baby voice. Let me see what you said. Antonio, you be on one too, dude. Those lashes do great when I take my car through. You know what? I'm about to log off. I'm about to log off. I'm about to log off. You stupid, dude. You stupid. But hey, make sure y'all hit subscribe. Or if you're on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, go over to and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can be made aware when I'm going live. I'm gonna try to keep this content going Sunday night, Sunday evenings. I was a little late today, but I'm gonna get Kamara, I'm gonna get Tony on here. We gonna have some fun, y'all. I am tripping today. Listen, and I'm gonna try to get some bass on here, try to get some music on here, and let you guys hear what I've been working on. I just can't, I can't in good conscience release people's music without their permission. So because I really, really want you guys to hear what I've been working on. It's gonna be lit. Maybe I can my song, maybe the song I've written, I wrote those, but I got to get with the artist. But I really, really appreciate you guys. You spent so much time with me. We was tripping out. We did have fun. We did discuss some things. But next time I'm on, $50 giveaway. If you want to earn that $50, that's fine. And I'm gonna jump off of here. Let me read some more comments before I jump. Hold on. He said I'm tripping. Thank you. Hold on. Yes, I will be playing bass. And my bass is here. It's right there. It's plugged in, but I don't want to do that today. I'm gonna do that next time, definitely. Because I wanted to do a play along because some people may ask me about one of our songs. And I was gonna do a play along, but I just don't. I don't have it. My ears is spent today. Trust me. You need to make a custom bass with. You know what, Antonio? I do have a custom, but it won't have eyelashes. It won't. It won't have eyelashes or nothing like that. But ladies, real quick. What is that called? It's like, what is it like when you put? It's like a light thing you put around your eyes, and it kind of situates your eyes a little bit. Is it called contouring? Is that what it's called? Real quick, before I jump off. Is that called contouring? It looks like whiteness. It's look like a white. It's lighter, and then y'all kind of rub it in real quick. And what is that called? Is that called contouring? Real quick. Come on, Tony. Eyeliner? It's no, not eyeliner. It's like white. It's like you put it around your eyes or whatever, and it kind of makes all of this pop out. Is that called contouring? That's what I want to know. Baking? No, we ain't talking about food. Now you're making me hungry. No, I ain't talking about food. I'm talking about makeup. You making me hungry. I haven't eaten, okay? No. Well, I did eat, but not a lot. You know, I want some real food, and it's late. No, what is that called? Kamar. Is Kamar still on here? Concealing. That's what it is. Concealer. Jason, how do you know that? Jason? Do we have to talk, Jason? Jason, how do you know that? Jason, we do we need to have a discussion? I'm just confused because I was having a discussion about this earlier and I can't figure out what it was called. Yo, you Barry, I know, I'm messing with you, Jason. I know you, Barry. I seen you had a congratulations on your anniversary, man. Congratulations on that. Is it called highlighting? Okay, is it highlighting? Okay. No, I'm not ending this live. I wanted to know this real quick before I go. Private concealing. So is it called highlighting? Okay, we got to get these ladies on because I'm confused. Because it's something I was talking about it because believe it or not, men do it too. Let me explain. When we get our haircut, they take this white pencil, and that's what we were talking about. And I was like, ladies do that on their eyes or whatever to bring out some parts of their face, like because I was saying we was talking about haircuts. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all watched it and some of y'all men get it when they use that white pencil or light tan and they go around and it's the same thing that women use, but we use it to accentuate our lining and women use it to accentuate other parts on their makeup and I couldn't figure out what it was called. That's why. And so I figured since I had some ladies on here, I can ask them. Don't y'all be on here trying to judge me. Don't do that. We're not doing that. Don't do that. But anyway, I'm about to jump off of here, y'all. Thank you for joining me. We will do this again. I'm here next week. I got so many shows lined up. We're gonna have so much fun on this thing. But thank y'all for joining me. Next week, I'll probably start at around 6. Y'all can continue this conversation. I see some Facebook and YouTube, y'all going back and forth. That's funny. You use fibers? Before photo shoot, they do use that fiber stuff. You use fiber, you use the spray. You use fiber, or you use the spray, Elisha. You're not winning. No, Jason, you can't get it. Nah, Jason can't get it. Y'all, for those of you who don't know, Jason is very, very, very skilled in the Bible. I hated that he lives far from me, but if I was to have him come in, I'm definitely gonna have him come on one day. And y'all listen, he definitely knows the Bible. He know how to ruffle some feathers, though. He know how to ruffle some feathers. For real. He know how to ruffle some feathers. Every time he go live,
I choose violence.
I'm like, dude, you choosing violence. They're gonna be mad at you. Yeah, Jason is definitely Oh, Kamara says she's gonna win. Kamara says she's gonna win. Well, let's see, y'all. We gonna have fun with this. Next week, I got another topic. I'm not sure. I got to get with Kamara and Tony and see if they want to jump on next week. But next week, I do have a topic that I want to talk about, and it's going to blow your mind, y'all. Bring those Bibles. That's why I said I'm going to have this giveaway. Bring those Bibles next week. We're going to have a good discussion. Okay, Jason, this might be good for you. I'm in that, hey, bro, I'm in Atlanta in December. We need to link up. I'm in there with Marvin, I think. I'm there with Marvin in December. I don't know that day just yet, but I know I'm in Atlanta very, very soon. I know I'm in Atlanta. But anyway, I'm going to jump off of here, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me, and y'all take care, okay? Good night.